listen, I'm a huge fan of your show, and I'm just curious for you guys. Greg Daniels was telling me that it's, I think, the number one comedy on Prime Video. I'm curious for all three of you, when did you realize, oh, wait, people are really watching this show?
Well, I forget that it's dropped in, what is it, like 40 different languages all at once at the same time? I mean, when I get a DM in any language that I don't speak, but especially like Korean or Portuguese, or, I mean, you name it, that really like, oh, that always surprises me. And I'm still not used to it. But I'm also really moved by the fact that a story that can feel in some ways, quote unquote, Western, because it's technology and because it's LA and because it's New York, I don't know, but that it speaks to so many different people from so many different countries is like, oh yeah, there's something really thematically true here. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think we said that one of the like crazy parts of the timing of the first season dropping was everybody was locked in their house during COVID. So, I wouldn't trade our timing for COVID. I would reverse it for sure. But, one of the nice things for us was people were home, so they watched our show, but it still wasn't like a runaway smash hit. It just kind of got a nice jump, and people have steadily found the show on Prime Video from, because it's been a long time in the making. Like we shot the first season came out in 2020, in February or March of 2020. So we're now 3 years later. And we shot it back in 2018, the pilot, and then shot the first season in 2019. But it's been a long time coming for us. And I feel like the crazy thing for me is whenever I'm in an airport, I get picked off for upload. And like Allegra said, it's kind of people from everywhere. Like, it doesn't matter where the flight is going, people are picking me off from upload, which is really cool. It shows, the global reach of the show, which is very fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much else to add, honestly, except that, I feel like we're a bit of a sleeper show. Like, it's not a show that like is, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's this like, we're everywhere. And even though we are, but what has been so beautiful is those that do watch the show absolutely love it. Like there are like upload stans, and like they're so excited. So I hope that the show continues to grow and yes, we are the number one comedy on Prime Video. But beyond that, it's like, oh yeah, I think we're the kind of show when you do watch it, you fall in love with it. And so I'm excited for us to keep growing that way. So more and more people get to experience the journey of it.
So since the entire season 3 is out, I love this. We can talk spoilers. So for all three of you, which Nathan do you think is on the phone at the end of the season?
Okay. Nathan on the phone. I think the Nathan on the phone saying the other one was destroyed. I think that Nathan is backup Nathan. And Robbie's been doing a good job of this, prefacing it by saying, I have no idea. No one has told me anything. Not that they would. I also haven't really asked because I like to be surprised. But this is just a straight up guess. I think that it's backup on the phone. That's who I think.
I've asked and they have not told me anything. I've been so pushy and nosy, and they're not, they're not budging. So yeah, I hope it's, real Nathan, meet Nathan. I hope it's him, and selfishly for Nora. Yeah.
I think it's up to Nathan. I don't think they're going to know which one it is. So whichever one he wants to be, he can just choose to be that one.
This is like Nathan becoming an actor arc. Nathan suddenly has a lot in common.
Oh
with
my gosh.
And is playing everybody for a fool.
He would tell Luke immediately. That's what
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually wonder, I asked Greg about it. I did a long talk with him, and I actually wonder if they even know, because I think sometimes writers just like to write to a point, and then, the writer's room will figure it out, and what's the best version of the show if we go this way or this way.
Yeah, this is
I think
entirely possible.
I'm going to switch actually. For you guys, what was your reaction when you found out the whole storyline of season 3 and where it was all going? I'm just curious, what was your take on it all?
I'm actually a huge fan of the show. I mean, if I wasn't on it, I wouldn't watch it because I'd be so pissed off that I didn't book the role. But but if I was never up for the role and I saw the show come out, I would be a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of our cast. I think they're very funny. They make me laugh on set and they make me laugh when I'm watching the show. But I'm a huge fan of Greg and Owen and the rest of the writers. I think they do such a good job of hitting this satirical comedy and romance and asking interesting questions. And it can be a show that you can kind of sit back and watch and laugh, or it can be a show that you can have some pretty serious conversations about with friends and family. And I think that the show's subjective. I think that, I think it's nice that people won't always have the same opinion about how things work out on the show or some of the themes of the show. But it's never feels like it's shoving it down your throat. It's kind of just posing questions and letting you, make your own decisions. So I'm just a huge fan of the show. So I'm always excited to read the new episodes when they come out. And then selfishly, seeing 2 versions of me was, scary and exciting and was going to be something I had never done before and something that I was, excited to tackle. And it meant that I have 2 amazing actresses to have a relationship with on the show and play off of and see 2 different sides of it. So I was very spoiled this season.
I'm always excited by what kind of ethical question Greg and the writers are going to choose to sort of examine, and how are they going to do it? And some examples from this season would be like the meat plant where they just took the tumor. The cancerous tumor is good for pork too. And there's just a barn full of tumor, which is horrendous, but also like, whoa, you guys, what if? Or like, if everybody is in goggles, like trying to live their best lives I saw an interview between Mark Zuckerberg and, I forget what journalist it was, but they had the entire interview in VR. And so anytime I read the script and I go, what are they going to poke at? This season we get a little bit of election fraud. We get a little bit of like workers' rights and labor. And I'm like, oh, they're just little threads and they're small questions that get bigger and bigger. But that's what I look forward to reading is what philosophical debate are they going to kind of ignite with just like a little rock in the pond.
Yeah, I mean, just to add on to what you're saying, Allegra, made me think about something I just learned about is they're wanting to make chicken from in a lab from cells and grow chicken. And I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. But our show really opens up these conversations. If you want, like Robbie was saying, or you just watch it along and you're just like, wow, this is nuts and kind of surreal. But I think in reading this season, I think I was just really excited for Nora and Nathan to really experience like a relationship in the real world and see what that's like, and that was kind of fun.
Have you guys heard anything about like has Prime Video or anyone involved said, hey guys, can you please save the dates, March through May of 2024?
Is that what they told you? Did they tell you that?
No, yeah. I'm trying to get information out of you guys.
God, we hope so.
I wish.
It's funny. We will probably find out about 4 hours before you find out. That's kind of how it works. We normally get the like, hey, we're doing it. Also, here's the press release for approval. Great. Thanks. Okay. So we love it. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, there's I would be stunned if you guys aren't doing season 4. Just absolutely stunned.
Oh, thank you.
Top 10 in Amazon. And if you see your show near the top, you're pretty safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're in good company, and I would never bet against Greg Daniels.
Yeah,
I'm pretty confident. I think we're going to get a season 4. I have no knowledge or expertise in this department, but absolutely, I think we are.
Confidence.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I got to wrap already. I'm just going to say I really enjoy this. Really enjoy your work. Love the show. Have a fantastic day with the rest of the speed dating.
Oh,
thanks, Steven. We really appreciate it.
Great date.